Haolonggood has released another Ceratopsian, this time in the form of Triceratops. Is their take on this very popular and well-known Ceratopsian the best on the market? Let's find out. Welcome to Rekosaurus Rex, the channel where we review and discuss all things dinosaur and other prehistoric animals. How you guys doing? You already know from the intro what we've got going on here. We've got a Triceratops from Haolonggood. And you see what we got going on the covers there. I opted for the lighter colored one this go round, and yeah, we'll see what that looks like. Some people buy both. You already know that I'm not of that ilk, so yeah, it is what it is. I've got the yellowish brownish version and the one on our left. The top of our packaging shows many of Haolonggood's offerings. All of them in this caption are herbivores of various families, Triceratops being part of the Ceratopsians. You had ankylosaurs there, you had hadrosaurs there, you had stegosaurs there, and you see we've got on the other side of the packaging the same as the previous side. Here we have our Triceratops out of the packaging. You can get a nice 360-degree look at this model, and it is it's beautiful. And I was calling it yellowish, and there is some elements of yellow, but this is really classified as green, and the other model is classified as gray. I am feeling that gray the more I look at the packaging, but I'm loving this too. But this may be one of the few times that I actually double dip and get that gray. But that is not to take away from what I'm seeing right here. Before I even go any further, fun fact, this model is not based on Hardus as most trike models and figures are. This is actually the other guy, the prorsus. It's a mouthful because it's, you know, saying it's spelled Prorsus, so you can imagine prorsus. Anyhow, I got it right that time. The differences between Triceratops P and Triceratops H will go like that, so I don't have to flub it again. The snouts on P are purported to be narrower than Hardus, and I'll see if that translates to the models later on in this review. Anyway, looking at what we got here, the frill, and of course the whole skull is looking very nice. The color scheme is cool. As it swings back around, I want to talk more about the skull real quick. It's come to my attention, and this was with the PNSO version of Triceratops. The brow horn scheme. You see how long they are. They're being portrayed these days, and with the actual pointing end, the business ends kind of sort of, you know, pointing upward, so to speak. I've noticed that. I like the look for sure. On this model, and I don't know if it's part of the sculpt or it just happened that way for mine, but both nasal horns are asymmetrical. So I'm appreciating that as well. But let's get our baby here off of the base and get a closer up view of the Haolonggood Triceratops prorsus. We'll begin by checking out a profile view, the right profile to be exact, of our trike. And you see what I'm talking about with the brow horns, how they go up, and the tips point even further up, and that seems to be the new portrayal of these beasts there. And I'm here for it. Also, the length of the horns seems to have increased. Before, they used to end right about here, but now you see how far out they go. And you've got, of course, the nasal horn there. Take a look at the front. They're talking about how narrow the snout is on Trike P. And that does look kind of narrow in comparison to what I've seen before. The coloration is great. It is green, the frill here. And you have all of these patterns going on in what's supposed to be the fenestra. And the I don't want to call them spikes, you know what I mean, that's going around the perimeter of the frill. I'm losing my words again. It happens, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And we've got the nice darker pink there on the beak. This is looking kind of messed up. This looks a bit shrink wrap there. Unfortunate, but not enough to take away from the overall beauty of this model. The eyes, this is Haolonggood, and check this out. The eyes are not blue with black. They look yellowish or maybe even a very light green with black pupils. So, you know, pretty cool there. Going down the body, you've got the base, which is like a beige, but then it's got the green overspray or wash, whichever you want to call it, on it. You've got the dark brown lines, chocolatey-like lines, squiggly. When you turn them and look above, it looks like someone poured them, and gratefully enough, they're asymmetrical. I love that. I'll always love that. And then, of course, we've got other lines and stripings, if you want to call them that. That green's at the front of the forelimb, and it's the light color at the rear. Our toes painted, as you could see, front and back, accurate with the toes. We've got the striping on the hindquarters there of the leg. The thigh goes down. That green is there, but the brown is like on top of the green, so that's cool. Then you got the light color there at the calf area of the hind limb, and of course, once again, the toes painted nice. And then that striping of the trike's tail. You see the trike's tail is comparatively shorter like I said, in comparison to other ceratopsians. Some have longer tails in proportion to their bodies. Triceratops, despite being one of the largest ceratopsians, tails are kind of stumpy. So that gives you an idea of how massive the bodies are, because that length has to be taken up somewhere. We've got some more. Looking at the detail there, we've got the nice, the overspray there is bringing out the scalation very, very nice. And we've got some nice wrinkles there. Same thing's going on the other side with the colors. No need to repeat. And then once again, that front visage is just crazy. Underneath, we definitely have a cloaca. Definitely. And like I said, I can't get enough of that front view. But yes, this is the look of Triceratops prorsus. For my comparison segment, I broke out both offerings from PNSO of their Triceratops. This one here is the first one, and I brought this one out so you could see what I was talking about with the differences between the brow horns. You notice how the horns on the PNSO, how they're not short, but for this comparison, I'm going to use that term. Notice how short they are in comparison to our Haolonggood version. And the PNSO style that we're looking at, that is or was, still is, will be, will stop, whatever, how Triceratops was always portrayed. Most notably hardest. But you see what we got going on right there. And here's their 2.0 version, meaning PNSOs. And you see they really went crazy with the brow horns. They go out very far. I wouldn't be surprised if the Haolonggood versions goes out equally, as far as just that they are curved and they turn up. But you see what I'm talking about. They have, meaning everyone who's, who illustrates Triceratops, illustrates dinosaurs, have begun getting with this particular brow horn design. And to check for the differences in the species, it's looking at them, the prorsus, or the Haolonggoods version, which is on my right. The snout is longer. I don't know about narrower. I guess in proportion, because the skulls are the prorsus, the Haolonggood skull is larger than the, at least the snout portion is larger than the PNSO version. The PNSO version, if you go by that and you take out the comparative size, it is thicker and it isn't longer, so it doesn't give off the appearance of being narrower. But I can definitely see the difference. Trying to take a look at the brow, the nasal horns. The nasal horn of the prorsus, the Haolonggood version, protrudes at a different angle than the PNSO version. So I don't know if it's enough to tell a difference, but it is there. It's definitely there. They're both great models. I think I will have to say that I think I have to go with Haolonggood is definitely outclassing the PNSO version, but you have to keep in mind they're based on two different species. And I can't get out of here without doing the obligatory Triceratops Tyrannosaurus Rex comparison, only this time I threw a twist in it. Instead of falling back on the typical go to PNSO and either use Wilson 2.0 or Cameron, this time I decided to break out the Eofauna, because that's a good looking model as well. And these are in scale. So this gives you an idea of the size of Triceratops. And speaking of that size, let's get a measurement real quick before we end this review. So from snout, beak tip to tail, we got just a little bit over 9 inches. We could go from the tip of the horns, but that's not that's like cheating, and that makes it a little bit more than that. And at 135 scale, Triceratops was reported to be about 26 feet long. Some say 30, but the average, we're going to go with 26. If you do your calculations, the 9-inch measurement would be representative of a 26 point, some decimal points there, animal, and that puts this model right in the 135 scale. For my closing shot, I figured I'd gather up the gang and put them all together. Haolonggood has really done their thing with giving us, look at it. We've got 8 ceratopsians, and they're all great. All very nicely painted, beautifully painted. The sculpts on and cracking, and it is a joy to behold. We have 8 species here, with Triceratops being the latest, and the cherry on top. You knew that Haolonggood was going to tackle Triceratops if they were going with all of these other species of ceratopsians, and we've got them, 8 of them. We're going to see what we got going on left or right here. Am I going to get it straight with the names? Let's see. We've got Diabloceratops on our far left, followed by Chasmosaurus, then Sinoceratops, Pentaceratops to start the show. We've got Triceratops. Then next up, Pachyrhinosaurus, the previously reviewed Xenoceratops, and bringing in the rear, we've got the diminutive by comparison, Cosmoceratops. So, yeah, there you have it. Very nice indeed. And I'm sure we'll get more. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Taurosaurus or Some, in fact, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're getting a Strachosaurus. I can't wait for that. Yeah, we're getting a Strachosaurus now that I'm thinking about it. So the party continues. The train doesn't stop. And hopefully this train, meaning the channel, won't stop either. And I'll need y'all help for that. Let me know what you think about this review about Triceratops prorsus from Haolonggood. What do you think about that? Let me know anything else that's on your mind regarding the channel, regarding ceratopsians, regarding Haolonggood, dinosaurs, period. Just let me know. Also, like, share, and subscribe while you're down there. And, yeah, hit that notification. I was about to forget that part. Hit the notification if you want to know when I upload something else. Till we meet up again. Thanks for rocking me, guys. Peace.